This is content intended for adults, not for puppies. Okay, back to the chord progressions. Back to progressions chord. The lion completes his warm-up set with ease. Alright, give me 275. That was my last max. Trent and I act accordingly and stack more weights into the bar. The lion drops the bar down to his chest. After a couple more deep breaths, he pushes up with all his might. His muscles start to twitch and shake. Despite the struggle, the bar is slowly ascending. Gah! He lets out a shout as he fully extends both arms. With Trent's help, they place the bar back on its perch. Ooh, there we go. That was good. Don't be afraid to arc your back more next time. You'll get more power. Good to know. Hey there, boys. Making good progress? I forgot Chester was in this scene. Chester approaches from behind. He's absolutely drenched in sweat. Oh, hey, Daryl. You're here early. The lion stands up from the bench. Hey, yeah, the plant's got me working all sorts of weird hours. I wanted to come work out before starting my night shift. Smart boy. Was that your max? Yep, 275. Probably could have did 276. Very nice. If you stay on track, you can lift as much as me one day. Oh yeah? What's your max? Have they not discussed this before? 405. What? No way, dude. I've never seen you put up 4 plates. It's because I don't try to max out nowadays. I don't feel like having strangers spot me. Well, I see 3 spotters here, so... You challenging me? You know what? Yes, consider that a challenge. I'd really like to see it too, to be honest. Well then, stack the bar, boys. 405 it is. No warm-up? Nope, already warmed up. Let's do this. Is he gonna die? Is Chester gonna die live on screen? Chester takes up the reclined position under the barbell as Daryl and Trent take up plates equaling the wolf's maximum. Eddy, come spot me here in the middle. You two can spot the sides. With this much weight, I'd rather be safe. We do as he asks. I'm finding myself in a rather tantalizing position. It's the inverse of what I experienced with Trent, but now Chester's on the bench. Here we go, boys. 3, 2, 1. The bar slips out of its perch as the wolf raises it up. He slowly allows it to descend to his chest. After a couple of breaths, Chester makes his push upwards. As the bar ascends, the expression on the wolf's face twists into an aggressive snarl. His fangs are prominently on display, brows furrowed, and his eyes shut tight. He softly growls as the bar ascends inch by inch until his arms are fully extended. Ah! He barks out loudly as he reaches the peak of his lift. Immediately after, we all assist to secure the bar upon its perch. Holy fuck, he did it. Holy fuck, Batman. Chester is left panting on the bench. His pupils are piercing straight through my soul as he presents me with a cocky expression. Phew, how's that? Oh, great, I don't think I've ever seen a bench press that heavy before. Chester sits up. I was fully expecting Chester to die on screen. I thought it was going to be a dramatic moment. And I don't know. Ooh, that felt great, I still got it. After that display, it seemed to light a fire under the asses of the other two for the rest of the session. Trent walked me through a couple cool-down exercises to wrap up. Daryl and Chester seemed to be on the same page. How are you feeling right now? Any significant or sharp pain? I don't think so, just dull soreness. Good, that's what you want. You may feel worse tomorrow, though. Dear fucking God, I sure hope not. When was the last time I exercised? I think the last time I exercised, I basically vowed never to exercise again, because the last time I exercised, I just felt like nauseous for the rest of the day. I didn't really feel sore or anything, I just felt nauseous, right? I forget what I was doing. I think I was doing like push-ups and like sit-ups and stuff. But then I just felt like I was going to throw up for the rest of the day, and I had a headache. So I was like, fuck this shit, I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing this again. Chester and Daryl approach. How are you two doing over here? Good, getting close to wrapping up. Same with me, how about you, Daryl? Yeah, I'm about done too. Great, we can all cool down with some stretches and get going. As a group, we travel back to the open floor area for some final stretches. Trent leads the group for the cool down. I thought my flexibility left much to be desired, but Daryl seems to be struggling more than I am. How the hell do y'all bend over that far? Practice, do you not stretch? Nah, I just lift shit, I'm not trying to lose weight or anything. Pretty happy with the body I got. Fair, but cardio can help with your strength training too. More cardio means better circulation, which accelerates your progress. Stretching can help you with lifting too.
Huh?
What? No. What does flexibility have to do with strength? A lot, actually. When your muscles become more flexible, you're actually making them stronger throughout their full range of motion. It's true. The lion brandishes an indignant, pouty look on his face. I guess he really can't argue when it's 2 versus 1. Alright, I guess you guys have a point. I should think about diversifying my exercises. If you want, you can try swimming with us. By us, you mean you and your family, right? I see you all around here from time to time. Yeah, it's hard to miss a bunch of white deer. Mom, think about it. Could be fun. Alright, boys. Eddy and I gotta get back to work. Y'all coming down to change too? Yeah, I also want to hit the sauna for a bit. I'm about done. We migrate towards and then down the stairs. Trent and Chester at the head of the pack, caught up in their own conversation. I decide to make small talk with Daryl. Hey, so how long have you been going to this gym for? I don't know why, Eddy's so funny. He's so funny. He just speaks, and it's just so amusing. About a year, I was going to another gym for the longest time. I was going with my dad and brother, but my dad decided we should all come to the bougie gym because he thought he'd see better results. What made him think that? I don't know, he's goofy. He thinks if he throws enough money at a problem, it'll go away. So he paid all of this money to come here, but then he hurts his ankle on one of the Stairmasters. Oof. Yeah, not good. Since he wasn't injured, he wanted to cancel his membership for a few weeks to recover. But the gym wouldn't let him. Apparently, you have to lock yourself into a contract when you sign up. He hoo-hawed and threatened to sue, so they decided to give him 5 free memberships to make up for it. He was happy with that. Wait, so... Okay, so he wanted to cancel his gym membership, but they wouldn't let him because it was a contract thing. And then he was upset about it. So as consolation, I guess that makes sense. Sure, yeah. Nice. So here you are then. Yep, here I am. The other 4 memberships are going to waste though. Wait. So like, you went, never mind. Yeah, your dad hasn't been back. He's only been back a few times. Same with my brother. They haven't had enough time since Ray has been in the picture. Oh, totally understandable. Okay, but now, like... You know what, whatever. Yeah, that little girl had thrown a wrench in our lives, but we wouldn't have it any other way. There he goes, talking about that niece again, unprompted. Can't say I don't find it endearing, though. Huh. We entered the changing room and located our respective lockers. Turns out we all picked lockers relatively close together. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It's a rather secluded spot in the locker room. I imagine it's natural to gravitate towards it. I just gotta keep my head down and try not to be a goddamn pervert. Sorry, I forgot what visual novel this was. Right, I forgot what character... I forgot what character this was. If I get a better in front of these guys, my life in Douglas would basically be over. I'll have to enter the witness protection program and restart my life under a new identity. It's the only way. Chester opens the lock on the door and tosses me my duffel bag. I kick off my shoes and socks.
So, are you boys ready for the show this weekend?
I can't let my primal... Eddy's so distracting. Eddy... I can't let my primal instincts win here. I'm not some proto-anthronoid fox. What does that mean? What is that? Proto-anthronoid. Proto-anthronoid. I guess he's basically saying like Neanderthal. Well, no, because Neanderthals weren't even that like unintelligent, right? They were actually like pretty similar to us. Yeah. I'm a sophisticated, civilized young man. Hell yeah, April texted me this morning and said we're closing the show. I'm so pumped. Shut up, Eddy. I refuse... I refuse to read that. Oh, you're performing too, Daryl? They're all hot. What kind of town is this where all the men are so fucking hot? Yep, we're last in the lineup. Oh, great. I'll apparently be first. I'll make sure to stick around and hear you guys play. What kind of music is it? Our band's called Carcinogen. We have a metal and punk rock fusion thing going on. Those things feel so, like, similar to me. Like, I don't know. That's how I know I don't have any, like, actual sort of, like, deeper, like, comprehension of what's going on in music. Because, like, metal and punk rock, you know, like, what's the difference, you know? Like, obviously there is a difference. I'm acknowledging there is a difference, but I don't know the difference, you know? You tell me metal and punk rock, and I'm basically envisioning the same thing. Maybe that's not true. Okay, but, like, punk rock is metal. Probably. At least a little bit. Maybe? I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, magenta, the color magenta is a little bit of blue, right? Magenta is blue, at least a little bit. We have a metal and punk rock fusion thing going on. Dear Lord, that underwear bulge is something to behold. As a matter of fact, I wish I would be holding it right now. Eddy sucks. Oh, cool. How about you, dude? Where are you playing? I'll be doing concert piano, classical. Of course he looks flawless in those briefs. like a goddamn model straight from the packaging art of Shane's underwear. Shane's. Think he can handle the opening show, Trent? Chester's absolutely packing. That thing could stop a semi truck in its tracks if he gets a crosswalk. Eddy's so annoying. Yeah, I'll be fine. I've performed concerts entirely on my own. This isn't a problem. Can you hear me, God? Is this a reward or a punishment? Either way, this isn't fucking funny. Right on, I'll definitely make sure I can show up early enough to catch your set. How are they carrying a casual conversation like this while nearly nude? How am I supposed to take off my shirt in front of these flawless specimens? I'll just look like a flabby, bloated loser next to the hottest men in the gym. Well, I'm really excited to see what you two can bring to the table. It's going to be quite the variety show. Fuck, I need to scram. I'm either going to start pitching a 10 or have another breakdown, possibly both at the same time. No one needs to see a sad, pathetic crying fox with a boner. I am going to shower now. I blurred out like a fucking nincompoop. All three of them stare at me quizzically. I don't have the time to process their looks. I quickly grab my duffel bag and shuffle out of the locker nook with haste. The shower room was segmented off from the rest of the locker room and completely out of sight from the other men. I found a stall on the entrance side, briskly shutting the curtain behind me. So much for trying to keep my eyes to myself while changing. I'm such an idiot. But all that eye candy was just right there in front of me. How could I possibly not indulge myself? In what world was coming here a good idea? I let the head on my chat do all the thinking, and I'm paying the price. For a second, I was like, okay, I must be reading that wrong. I must be reading this line wrong. It's like, oh, I wasn't reading the line wrong. Okay. I'm really a creep, aren't I? Because now I feel bad, right? I feel bad. I feel bad because I'm constantly, like, flabbergasted and appalled, right? Moderately disappointed by Eddy's antics. But this is like, that's like his character complex, you know? That's Eddy's character complex, right? But I'm like, you know, shaming Eddy, right? I'm shaming Eddy for being Eddy. but that's like Eddy's complex, you know? That's his, like, I don't even want to call it, like, right. I wouldn't really feel comfortable calling it, like, a problem necessarily either, but that's, like, Eddy's deal, you know? And I'm shaming Eddy, but that's, like, you know, that's something Eddy's contending with, so, like, I guess I'll shut up, I don't know. I don't wallow in self-pity for long before I set the shower faucet to an acceptable temperature and strip down. Okay, guys, here's the shower bonus text. I bask in the warmth of the shower for several minutes without doing any actual cleaning. I could actually stay here all day, but alas, I have things to do. I take my shampoo and get to work lathering my body from head to tail. Make sure to focus on the musky bits, like the armpits and butt and crotch. Okay. While washing my junk, I seem to accidentally excite my
Woof.
resentful Maz, practically begging me to take care of him right here and now. I'm not listening to you anymore, you twerp. You've wreaked more than enough havoc on my life today. I keep my paws off that area while I bask more in the warmth and let my
Woof.
soften. I lose track of time and become ensnared by the comfort of the water. I eventually muster the willpower to shut the faucet off and start drying. I reach for my towel and notice a pressurized air wand. In my haste to just get under the water, I miss this little jewel. Okay, I guess we'll see the pressurized air wand bonus text. It's been a long time since I used one of these guys. I'm so used to electric blow dryers, I forgot these existed. What is it? Pressurized air wand. A pressurized air wand. But that's different from a blow dryer? Well, I don't think I understand what a pressurized air wand is. Maybe the pressurized air wand bonus text will help enlighten me. But it just sounds like a blow dryer. I guess blow dryers are more like warm air, but this is more just like fast air. I don't know. It makes sense for a locker room to use pneumatic? What do you mean pneumatic? Guys, what is pneumatic? Like, I vaguely know what the word pneumatic is, but I'm not really sure what it means in this context. Not really sure what pneumatic means in this context, so I guess I'm going to Google what pneumatic means. Right, I guess I'm going to learn today. Pneumatic, it means contained or operated by air or gas under pressure. Oh, so it's like... Electric ones would be a liability considering the proximity to running water. Oh, so it's like it pushes air, but it doesn't use electricity? It just says like pressurized air? Weird. There's a lot of interesting definitions of the word pneumatic, by the way, but we're not going to talk about those. We're not going to talk about the other pneumatic definitions. How does it work? How does the pressurized air wand work? I take the wand in my paw and give the handle a couple of squeezes, putting it away from me to give it a little test. Very detailed sound effects. A couple of stiff puffs of pressurized air escape from the wand's outlet. Huh. When satisfied, I point the wand towards my torso and begin blasting the air. The air starts off cool, but progressively gets warmer as I keep using it. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this thing. I've never heard of this contraption. Whenever I aim the airstream on my body, it's powerful enough to create deep parts on my fur, exposing the flesh beneath. I cover each nook and cranny of my torso. In no time, the warm, pressurized air completely dries off my front side. I notice that the wand holder also has a little compartment on its bottom, and immediately recognize what it's for. I slide the base of the wand into the sleeve of the compartment, and by doing so, the handle becomes squeezed, letting the air flow freely. Apparently, I can't talk anymore. Apparently, the last scene has affected me so deeply that I can no longer speak. The sleeve functions as a perch, permitting me to position the wand out at an angle, allowing me to dry off my backside, hands-free. I can even adjust the pitch angle of the wand to target specific areas of my body. Nifty. Right. Thank you, Chord Progressions. Right. Thank you, Bowser Puma Chord Progressions, for teaching and detailing me in an infomercial-like fashion what the heck a pressurized air wand is, because I would have never known otherwise. Front, back, underside, and legs are all dried. One last rub down with the towel and I should be good to go. I secure my towel around my waist with my bag and paw and journey back to Chester's locker. I arrive only to find a mostly dressed Chester waiting for me. So, you were the first one to leave us and the last to come back? What gives? He looked genuinely upset. Chester looks very upset. Why is he being so accusatory? Oh, geez. He chuckles. I'm just messing. Don't look so nervous. Okay, he was being silly. We're still making good time. Let's get dressed and head back to the shop. All right, Eddie, eyes to yourself. Just focus on getting dressed. And keep my eyes fixated downwards as I put on my fresh outfit. I keep my eyes fixed downwards as I put on my fresh outfit. How long has Chord Progressions been in production? Chord Progressions has existed since like 2023, right? Right, Chord Progressions has existed since like 2023, right? And yet this typo persists. Ruff, 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 ruff. I'm alerting the typo. I'm woofing to alert the typo. Whoever the typo police are. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Get the typo. Kill him. Kill the typo. Or maybe it's not a typo. I'm stupid. Either way. When I finally direct my gaze upwards, I find Chester fully dressed. Already. Yep. Chester leads me through the gym's lobby. Before we reach the exit room, I'm approached by a deer who seems to have been waiting for us.
Hey, I wanted to catch you before you left.
Thank you, Trent. Very cool. He sounds so upset. Why does Trent sound so upset and sad? Why does Trent sound so upset? Speaking directly to me. Oh yeah, sure, what's up? He's averting eye contact. Well, I was wondering if you wanted to grab lunch sometime. Huh? Of all the things I was expecting him to approach me about, lunch wasn't at the top of my list. Okay, he's being shy, I guess. Why not, though? He certainly redeemed himself today by being so helpful with the workout. Plus, this is what Chester was aiming for, right? Yeah, sure. Do you have any time today by chance? I got lunch break at 3:30. Eddie still has lunch break? Apparently I don't understand the timeline at all. I thought this was his break. I don't know, never mind. I'm sure, 3:30 today works for me. Has he even been to work yet? Yeah, we've been to work. I don't know. Wait, have we? Have we been to work? What time is it? I don't know what's going on, guys. I have no clue. He put on an amiable... Okay, guys. We're looking up what amiable is. Amiable? Amiable? Amicable. Amiable. Amiable. Having or displaying friendly and pleasant manner. Huh. Okay, so the definition of amiable... The amiable definition... Sorry guys, we're doing linguistics. The definition of amiable, having or displaying a friendly or pleasant manner. The definition of amicable is having a spirit of friendliness without serious disagreement or rancor? What are you talking about? My thesis is that these are the same word and someone just spelled them differently at one point, but they're the same word. But now they're considered different words, but they're the same word. I wanted to talk more about the progress you made today and how you can improve. I really liked teaching you today. His tone was quite enthusiastic. Seeing this more passionate and positive side of his personality is quite endearing. Endearing? Yeah, sure. Glad you had fun. Yeah, sure is so funny. I really did. I hope we can do it again soon. We'll see. This guy's got to stop giving me so much overtime first. I make a lazy pointing gesture towards Chester. Sorry, that line nuked my brain because it accidentally rhymed. Or maybe it rhymed on purpose? I don't know, either way it rhymed and it soft reset in my brain. I make a lazy pointing gesture towards Chester. It's gonna be even more overtime if we don't get going. Eddie, you're the one who asked for all the overtime. Oh yeah, you're right. I look towards the wolf. Can I just get Trent's number from you? Sure, when we get back to the store, we gotta move. Turn back towards the deer. I'll text you in a few then. I guess we'll see you soon. See you soon. The ride back was mostly quiet. Oh yeah, because this is the same day where the Dave scene happened. I remember now. Sorry, I'm playing these visual novels like with like weeks in between like each instance of me playing them, right? In between each like recording of chord progressions, there's like a week or two in between. So I'm having to like piece and like reconstruct the narrative together from like my memory. The ride back was mostly quiet, but I wanted to ask a question that was burning in my mind. Hey, quick question. Did you ask Trent to invite me to lunch? No, actually. The pink text is a link, right? This is a link? Why are we doing... This is the second time this link's happened. This is the second time we've had the link incident in this build. Is this build when he like started doing the links thing? Are there any other visual novels like this? Are there any other visual novels like this anywhere ever that do this thing? Where the diegetic dialogue just like links to random shit? No, actually, we chatted for a bit after he went to go shower, but I didn't ask him. Okay, guys, I'll click the link. Chord Progressions Staccato. Official launch 2 years ago by Bowser Puma. Hi friends, Bowser Puma again. Chord Progressions Staccato has made its official launch on Patreon. Click here to sign up today. What's Chord Progression Staccato? Staccato is a collection of short stories featuring the chord progression characters you know and love. Okay. Thank you, Bowser Puma. Very cool. Huh? I wouldn't have expected him to take the initiative and ask me to hang out. Maybe there could be a blossoming friendship between us after all. That's the plot, Eddy. The plot is that you have blossoming friendships with people. Eddy doesn't know that. He's a character in the story. He doesn't know that. Well, I guess your little plan is paying out well then. Better than I expected. I'm really proud of you for giving him a second chance. Thanks, but you don't have to do this. I like to think I'm capable of finding friends on my own. I'm sure you are. You certainly have more than enough charm. Aw. Surely Eddy will remember that compliment and hold it dear to his heart. And he will no longer feel as bad about himself. Right. Hopefully that one compliment from Chester will be enough to improve Eddy's spirits, and he won't be sad anymore. But I'll be transparent. While it's a favor for you and Trent, it's also a bit of a favor for myself. How so? Did Trent tell you what his father does? He said he's a salesman, right? Or he said he's a salesman, I think. That's putting it lightly. Trent says the vice president of sales for chromatic instruments. Is this... What is this? Is this like... I wasn't expecting this, right? I wasn't expecting this, like, business insider... this is business insider plotline. I blink a couple times and tilt my head. Okay, is that good? Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting you're new to this. Yes, it's absolutely good. The Cornells founded the company around 100 years ago. and they're known for their through-the-roof quality when it comes to their pianos. Oh, gotcha. So you want this business with his so you want to do business with his dad? Absolutely. He and I talked about it here and there, but we've never struck a deal. I just need him to trust me enough to sell me one of their pianos. They don't sell the pianos? I just need him to trust me enough. Have they talked before? Okay, so you might know, right? Yeah, sure. Trust you? Shouldn't you just take your money and not ask questions? You'd think, but Chromatic's brand is centered entirely around their reputation. Their pianos are absurdly expensive, but highly sought after. They care deeply about which shots have them and which ones don't. They even have an entire business unit dedicated to buying pre-owned products, just so they don't sit in some musky-ass flea market for too long. Huh. That seems excessive. I don't disagree, but it's just how their business is run. The profit margins on these instruments are legendary, too. If I was able to sell just one baby grand, that's enough profit to keep the lights on for a year. Huh. So he wants to buy a really cool Poggers piano from the really cool Poggers piano company so he can sell the really cool Poggers piano. But do they not like when the stores sell the pianos? But why would they sell the piano to a store if they didn't expect the store to sell the piano? Yeah, sure. What? So like, so what? Chester, he wants to buy a piano from these people so he can then sell that piano at like double the price or whatever. Okay, because if he's saying this is enough profit to keep the lights on for a year, like that would have to be like an absurd like profit margin he's expecting to make. Huh. I guess that makes sense. But like, yeah, you know what, sure, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, so I'm trying to be nice to him and his son. If Trent speaks highly of Chronicles, that'll be a massive boon for me. Which is why I was so frustrated this morning. Frustrated by what? Oh, Trent finding our only baby grand slightly detuned. He was right. That key was barely flat. The boy must have perfect pitch or something. How'd they get detuned? I won't bore you with the details, but just a small mistake I made when I first tuned the thing. I'm thinking Dave's right and we should hire a professional. It's bad luck at the end of the day. Trent tells his dad it would leave the impression that we don't take care of our instruments. Well, in the interest of our esteemed business, I hit her with some melodramatic flair. I'll do my best to be friendly with him. He's nice. This is so weird. This is so weird. It's so, like, interesting. Huh. It's so weird. So, like, I don't know. It just completely recontextualizes like Eddy's and Trent's like first interaction, right? Like the idea that like Chester had like the entire like future, like he has like the entire like future of the business, or at least a large part of it, like hinged on just like Chronicles' relationship with Trent as a person, and then Eddy comes in, just whatever. You know what? Yeah. Hopefully if I spend more time with him, he'll think more positively on the staff. It could compensate for that tuning incident. At this point in our conversation, we arrived to the parking lot. You don't gotta be best friends or anything, just help him branch out a little. It's nice to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. He signed the number 3 gesture on his palm and gave a chuckle. That's so silly. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Also, I don't mean to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. Wait, actually, we don't know if birds are anthropomorphic yet. We don't know if birds are anthropomorphic in chord progressions. They might be. They could be. They might not be. Actually, they probably aren't, right? Because, like, we went to that chicken place. Birds probably aren't anthropomorphic. But why wouldn't they be anthropomorphic? Because all the other animals are anthropomorphic, but they also eat, like, the non-anthropomorphic of those... the non-anthropomorphic versions of those animals. So why wouldn't birds be anthropomorphic? The birds probably aren't anthropomorphic. Yeah, but saying, kill 3 birds with 1 stone, it's kind of racist. Speciest? If birds are anthropomorphic. I guess it's still racist even if birds aren't anthropomorphic, but it's especially racist if they are. What was that thing? Didn't PETA make a thing one time where they replaced, like, quote unquote, like, animal abusive, like, phrases and idioms with, like, non-animal abusive phrases and idioms? Can I find that? Can I find the PETA idioms? Can I find the PETA animal-friendly idioms? Yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now. I don't feel like doing that. It's pretty funny, though. He signed the number 3 gesture on his paw and gave a chuckle. Because he's insane. Chester is an insane person. All right, let me give you Trent's number and we'll get back to it. It's almost 2:30. Pat's probably getting antsy. Okay, I accidentally pressed space twice. I was like, that was such a hard cut. We returned to the cafe and things are looking slow but steady. Much of it has already been pre-cleaned. Pat seems anxious. Why is everybody so busy here? Why is everybody so busy and eager and ready to go somewhere?
Jeez, finally.
Thank you, Pat. Guys, I have no idea what Pat sounds like. I have no idea what Pat is supposed to sound like. Because he has like 3 lines. And in like one of the lines, Pat has like 3 lines. Over the course of these like 3 or so days. He's had like 3 lines. One of the lines he's doing like he's like doing a Redditor impression. So I have no idea what Pat is supposed to sound like. Is he supposed to sound like a Redditor? Honestly, that'd be kind of funny. It'd be kind of funny if Pat is meant to sound like a Redditor. But like, I don't know what Pat is supposed to sound like. I have no idea. Yes, we're here. Now, can you clock out for your very important 2:30 sharp? Dave let out a little giggle. Look, and it's important to get my thing. I want to make sure I'm in time for my thing. What could he possibly be doing? What could Pat possibly be doing? He needs to get something? What? What does he want? I don't get it. I don't get Pat's deal. Not my business. Go ahead and clock out. I won't keep you. Awesome, thanks. Later, dudes. Pat gets a brief wave and makes a swift exit through the kitchen. Okay, I'm kind of curious now. Yeah, don't ask us. He started doing this a couple months ago and hasn't told us why. He does it a few times a month. What is Pat's deal? Okay, because I have no context. I have no context for what's going on with Pat. So I'm just going to assume he's buying prescription pills off someone or something. Right? Because I have no context for what's going on with Pat, I'm just going to assume he's purchasing like drugs off someone. I don't know. Again, it's none of our business. I don't need to know what he does off the clock, so as long as it isn't hurting him or getting in the way of work. Neither seems to be the case. He's been a lot happier and focused lately. I don't pay it no mind. What is going on with Pat? Do we get an answer? Do we get an answer in any like current released update of Chord Progressions as to what the fuck's going on with Pat? Patented. Pat's patented patty. Pat's patented patty. He's starting his own restaurant chain, and he's selling burgers. Burgers made of Pat's patented patty. That's it. That's the answer. Of course. Why didn't I think of it sooner? It's been a lot happier and focused lately. I don't pay it no mind. It's so intriguing. It's so intriguing. Maybe he's seeing someone? It's most certainly Cliff if true. But he said he needed to get something. Get what? Get what, Pat? All right, Eddie, I'm working towards closing up soon. Mind giving a call? Yeah, sure. I'll leave you to it. I'll see if April needs anything. I feel like I've did this rant before, but like the usage of paw. The usage of paw as like anthropomorphic media is kind of the usage of the term paw in anthropomorphic media is kind of confusing, right? Because paw, they oftentimes use it to mean like hand, right? They oftentimes use paw to mean hand because, you know, animals, they don't have hands. They have like 4 feet, but the top feet are sort of like hands, or at least like the equivalent so compared to like, you know, humans. So they're like, oh, they're not hands, they're paws because they're like analogs. But the feet are also paws, you know? So like, I don't know. I just feel like it'd be more cohesive to just call the feet paws and then to call the hands hands because they're like, I don't know. Never mind. I'll leave you two to it. I'll see if April needs anything. Chester exits the cafe, leaving me and Dave mostly alone, save for a couple customers enjoying a late lunch. Is there not an entrance to Chronicles? Is there not an entrance through to the music part? Wait, do the different stores have different names? Does the cafe have a different name than like the music part? Is the music part Chronicles and then this is... Did they tell me the name? I don't know. But is there not an exit to the other part of the store through this part of the store? Is there not like a back way? Chester exits the cafe, leaving me and Dave mostly alone, save for a couple of customers enjoying a late lunch. Buddy, can we talk right quick? Oh yeah. I just remembered. The thing happened. The thing happened earlier. Yeah, what's up? Look, Chester and I have been texting back and forth, and he let me know what happened this morning. Oh yeah, I told Chester the truth, right? Again, I last played this like weeks ago. He got stressed out about something, and I'm so sorry that it was me. Dave, no, it wasn't you. I think I'm just bottling up a lot of emotions, and it came out all at once. I get that, buddy, I really do. And anytime you need to talk about it or need a hug or something, I'm here for you. I get the best hugs in this whole goddamn town, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. He flashed me the sweetest smile. He's such a kind and genuine soul. Maybe I should take him up on it. It's really good to know. Thanks. Actually, how about a hug right now? I think I could use one. He giggled and spread his arms out wide for me. I'm thinking. Okay, I'm done thinking.
Aw, come here, buddy.
Thank you, Dave. Very cool. In a couple of strides, I find my way into Dave's large, soft arms. I dip my head slightly so I can nestle my maul into his chest as he wraps his arms tightly around me. I return the favor and tightly grasp around his body in a mutual embrace. Due to his large frame, my paws can't meet each other around his back. I don't mind, though. In his warm bosom, I find that my troubles begin to melt away almost instantly. The extra pudge, along with his soft, furry fur, creates the most comfortable cradle for me to place my troubled head. Similar to our first embrace, he demonstrates that he's quite an active hugger. He strokes my back while gently rocking both of us back and forth. I find this engagement so much more welcoming than last time. He broke the embrace and rubbed my shoulders with both paws. Better? I think so, yeah. Good, always here to help if you need it. Alright, let's get back to it. Right behind you. Dave and I continued to chat as we served the last few customers and prepped the cafe for closing. When do they close? When does the cafe close? I know we've probably been told all this information, but like in my mind, does it like close at 4, but then Chronicle stays open later? I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I recounted my experience at the gym, which reminded me to give Trent a text. 3:30 approaches and I take my leave for my lunch break. Dave was in a good position to wrap up closing solo. Yeah, I guess he closed at 4. I depart, but not before we share one more tender hug.